The new episode opens with a breathtaking moment in the courtroom, where everyone holds their breath. Just as the judge is about to announce the divorce decision, the storm inside Erkan reaches its peak. At the very last second, when everything seems to be over, he suddenly stands up and shocks everyone by declaring, "I don't want a divorce." Dicle is left completely frozen by this unexpected outburst. Only moments ago, she had buried all her hopes and accepted the end of their marriage. Now, Erkan's words ignite a spark of hope in her heart, but along with it comes a wave of anger and deep mistrust. Meanwhile, İnci struggles to maintain her composure. The moment she realizes her carefully crafted plans are falling apart, she immediately begins calculating her next move. Burçin's disappointment quickly turns into visible anger as the painful truth becomes undeniable. Erkan has chosen Dicle, not her. After the court hearing, a tense confrontation unfolds outside. Dicle demands to know why Erkan made such a last-minute decision. Erkan openly admits that he cannot bear the thought of losing her. But Dicle is no longer the same woman she once was. The heartbreak she endured and her wounded pride have made her stronger, more guarded, and distant. Even if she still believes in his love, trusting him again feels impossible, so she chooses to keep her distance. At that moment, İnci steps in and corners Dicle once again. She manipulates the situation by claiming that because of Erkan's debts, he will eventually be forced to marry Burçin anyway. This plants seeds of doubt in Dicle's mind, leaving her confused and conflicted all over again. Meanwhile, Erkan faces mounting pressure from his family. Esad's harsh stance and his firm declaration that this marriage will end pushes Erkan into an even more difficult position. Burçin, on the other hand, refuses to give up. Instead, she becomes more determined than ever. Teaming up with İnci, they devise a far more dangerous plan. To completely remove Dicle from Erkan's life, they decide to expose a dark secret from Dicle's past, one powerful enough to shake everything to its core. On another front, Dicle tries to rebuild her life in a shelter, where she meets people with stories of their own. Listening to their struggles makes her reflect on her own pain and slowly grow stronger. However, Erkan's constant presence in her life continues to test her resolve. Erkan, determined not to lose her, fights with everything he has, but every step he takes drags him deeper into conflict with his family. Elsewhere, tensions continue to rise between Nilüfer and Sevin. Teğmen loses control of his anger and publicly accuses Nilüfer, causing a major scandal. When Sevin steps in to defend her against Teğmen, it sparks the beginning of a full-blown conflict between the families. Matters become even more complicated when Nilüfer's father learns about their relationship, forcing her to make an incredibly difficult choice. At the same time, Tahir struggles to come to terms with the truth that Fikret is his father. His confrontation with his mother leads to long-buried secrets finally coming to light. İnci's desperate attempts to keep this truth from spreading only push her further down a darker and more dangerous path. Amid all these developments, Erkan and Dicle's love faces its greatest test yet. Because now, it's no longer just about their feelings. Families, secrets, and the shadows of the past are all standing in their way. In the final scene of the episode, the shocking secret uncovered by Burçin and İnci explodes in a way that completely shatters Dicle's life, leaving everyone in stunned silence. As Erkan once again faces the fear of losing the woman he loves, the audience is pulled into a gripping moment of suspense. With the truth revealed, the atmosphere instantly turns ice-cold. This secret from Dicle's past doesn't just shake her world, it also turns Erkan's life upside down. It is revealed that the crime Dicle took the blame for years ago to protect her family has a much darker and more complex reality behind it, making her appear guilty in the eyes of everyone. While İnci revels in her calculated victory of cornering Dicle exactly as she planned, Burçin hopes that this revelation will finally change the way Erkan sees Dicle. But things don't go as they expected. The moment Erkan sees the desperation in Dicle's eyes, he realizes she is not lying. In a bold and unexpected move, he stands by her side in front of everyone and defends her. This shocks everyone, especially İnci, who loses control, while Esad's anger spirals out of control. He gives Erkan a harsh ultimatum: choose his family or choose Dicle. This forces Erkan into one of the most difficult decisions of his life. Meanwhile, Dicle considers stepping back to protect Erkan from further harm. She is even willing to let herself appear guilty if it means keeping him safe. But this sacrifice only fuels Erkan's anger, because he refuses to let the woman he loves destroy herself once again. At the shelter, Dicle begins to confront her past while rediscovering her own strength. For the first time, she takes steps to take control of her own life, not for others, but for herself. This marks the beginning of a powerful transformation in her character. On the other side, the bond between Nilüfer and Sevin continues to grow stronger, while Teğmen's desire for revenge reaches a dangerous, new level. To isolate Nilüfer completely, he spreads a damaging rumor that cannot be undone. This puts Nilüfer in direct conflict with both her family and society. Despite everything, Sevin stands by her and openly declares his love. However, this confession pushes the tension between the two families to its breaking point. Meanwhile, the truth continues to unfold on Tahir's side. After learning the real reasons behind the secrets his mother has hidden for years, Tahir is devastated and sets out to confront Fikret. This confrontation will not only reshape the past but also determine the future. İnci, determined to regain control, prepares an even more dangerous plan. This time, she doesn't just target Dicle, she goes after everyone who supports her. In particular, she uses Erkan's debts to trap him into an irreversible deal, tightening the pressure around him. Toward the end of the episode, despite all the pressure, Erkan openly declares that he chooses Dicle. But just when it seems like they are about to start a new chapter together, everything is turned upside down once again by Burçin's move. Playing her final card, Burçin lures Erkan into a dangerous trap, one that not only ensnares him but also pushes Dicle to the edge of a point of no return. In the final scene, Dicle looks at Erkan through tears and says, "It's too late now," before turning her back and walking away. Erkan stands there, completely shattered, as the sound of doors closing sends the tension and suspense to their peak. After the door shuts, Erkan is frozen in place. Dicle's words echo in his mind as he stands alone in the hallway, unsure of what to do. But the silence doesn't last long, because İnci and Burçin's plan has already entered its final phase. As Dicle tries to start over at the shelter, she can't escape the consequences of the secret from her past. Rumors about her spread even there, causing people to look at her with suspicion. Although this deeply hurts her, this time she refuses to run. Instead, she chooses to fight. For the first time, she takes action to clear her name. Meanwhile, Erkan is torn between chasing after Dicle and uncovering the trap his family has set for him. During this time, he realizes that Burçin's scheme is far bigger than he ever imagined. A document Erkan signed becomes the key to a plan that drags him into massive debt and threatens to take away his freedom. This pushes him to the edge, both financially and emotionally, while İnci calmly enjoys the satisfaction of seeing her plan unfold exactly as she intended. But there is one thing they didn't anticipate. Erkan is no longer the man who blindly obeys. This time, he chooses to fight. He openly declares war not only against his family, but also against the entire system that has trapped him. At the same time, Dicle realizes that the secret from her past is not a burden she is to carry alone. An unexpected person emerges, someone who may be from her past, someone she hasn't seen in years and believed to be dead. Their return has the power to reveal a truth that will shake everyone's lives to the core. On the other side, the tension between Nilüfer and Sevin continues to escalate. The rumors spread by Teğmen destroy Nilüfer's reputation, and she finally reaches her breaking point. In a powerful outburst, she reveals the truth to everyone. But this bold move pushes her into even greater danger. Sevin, determined to protect her, doesn't hesitate to stand against his own family and takes a step that cannot be undone. The confrontation between Tahir and Fikret turns out to be far more intense than expected. Years of buried anger explode, and the encounter goes beyond words as old wounds reopen. Though shaken by the truth, Tahir realizes there is no turning back and makes a radical decision to carve his own path. Amid all this chaos, Inci tries to maintain control but suffers an unexpected blow. Another secret she has hidden for years becomes a threat against her, pushing her into a corner. This only makes her more dangerous and unpredictable than ever before. Toward the end of the episode, Erkan finally manages to reach Dicle. Standing before her, he declares that he is ready to leave everything behind for her. But Dicle is no longer the same woman. The pain she has endured has changed her, and she sets a condition. If Erkan truly wants to be with her, he must be willing to stand against his own life, his family, and his past. Right in the middle of this confrontation, an unexpected event, perhaps an attack or a major revelation, turns everything upside down once again, leaving their fate hanging in uncertainty. With this gripping moment, the doors open to a new episode filled with even greater confrontations and shocking truths. As Dicle faces her past, she also begins to rediscover her own strength. For the first time, she takes control of her life, not for others, but for herself. This marks the beginning of a powerful transformation in her character. If this episode kept you glued to the screen and you're wondering what will happen next in Dicle and Erkan's story, you're in the right place. For more drama analysis, behind-the-scenes insights, and exciting content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Series World. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button to support us. Now it's your turn. Do you think Erkan made the right choice? Or was Dicle right to walk away? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments.